welcome back for our last match with Blue White Angels in Vintage. We are on the draw and have 6 mana sources and a Force of Will, so this is like a pretty easy mulligan. And we mulligan into a hand that has a lot of interaction but is light on colored sources. And so I think we're going to end up leading with Library of Alexandria, and then drawing, and then immediately activating it. Our opponent, in the meanwhile, is just playing out a ton of stuff. The real question is whether they have anything to back this up with, and it looks like the answer is no. So, we're going to start using library every turn and trying to pull away there before our opponent draws something good. So we really don't care if this resolves, and we're really happy for them to use a Force of Will on it, since we are going to discard a card anyway. So this just sucks more interaction out of their hand. I think that we just want to keep using library and building up ways to kill their Jace. So, like, we don't really have any good information on what kind of deck they are. Jace and Force don't really provide a lot of information. This is probably the closest that you could come to like being in the spot you want in Vintage. Okay, so they were playing Storm. We're going to take Desire because we can't really beat that. We will absolutely misstep this. Oh, we were supposed to. That's bad. We were supposed to activate library first, but we messed that up. But regardless, we have drain for their jar. And they could have played Lotus Desire here if they had it, which is like exactly what we took Desire to do. Counter is not particularly effective against Desire. So we aren't actually going to do that much. I don't even think that we want to use our drain mana. We want to just attack Jace and control the game. They have a bunch of mana, and we have a bunch of instant speed effects. So we're happy to use that. They can keep this hand. This is basically all mana. So here we can just main phase a Fact or Fiction. We get a Force of Will, presumably. If not, then we get 4 other cards. We're happy to take Force of Will and 1 other card. And we played our land first because we wanted to have drain mana plus library up. And Plains doesn't help us with either of those. This new game zone is really nice. So the only way that this if they have Desire or Tendrils, then this loses us the game. So we're gonna counter this. We also should have forced pitching Click, but I forgot that we actually could Snapcaster our Recall, so not worried, still have Click plus Force. Yep, so we respond to their duress with Click, we take their action spell, and then they die. Here we just want a bunch of counters and rest in pieces. So when I played Storm, I didn't really care about counter magic as much as I cared about permanents that I actually had to deal with. Because, like, there's a zillion, like, Thoughtseize, Duress, Red Elemental Blast effects, but Rest in Peace is actually a real thing. And Vendilion Click is actually just awesome against them as well, because they can't Duress it. You know where this is going. So Plow obviously pretty bad, Disenchant pretty eh. Restoration Angel not great. Oops. Obviously, like, Rest in Peace, Snapcaster, not the best combo in the history, but Snapcaster does apply the beatdowns and flashback counter magic that we do care about. So, if we don't have Rest in Peace, then we'd at least like to be able to go somewhat broken against them. So, unlike in, I don't know, I guess you can't really mulligan a Force of Will against Storm, is the thing. Like, I was going to say, like, we can mulligan a Force of Will, but the thing is, like, they can just kill us on turn 1 a bunch. So, pretty sure we can't mulligan a Force of Will, actually. Pretty happy letting them brainstorm here. can force pitching, whichever. Okay. Well, we are for sure moving in on this. If you can cast turn 1 Jace the Mind Sculptor, why would you not? And force back. I don't love Force of Will in Storm. Jesus. Well, fast concession. We'll play a 5th one, just because that was not a particularly slow match. I don't love Force of Will in Storm. It makes you hold your blue cards, and I think that you just want to play all of your cards, and not use 2 of yours to counter 1 of theirs. Like, I think that if I'm them, I just want to, like, have this Force Will be, like, a red elemental blast or similar, and, like, use the blue card to do something else, and just, like, go off with a draw 7 plus red elemental blast back up for my Force of Will. Like, wheel or time twister or jar us into something else, and then, like, yeah, I'm up a brainstorm, but they have a bunch of draw 7s, and we have Stoneforge Mystic and Batterskull. So, that's, like, where I am. But, obviously, anyone's mileage can vary. Kind of upset that we didn't get to, like, activate this Jace on turn 1, but got the pack. I'll be back in a sec.